In the last year, in the French Degrowth movement, we started to have very, very intense and deep discussion on this degrowth and how to make a peaceful and democratic transition to new types of model of society which could be sustainable, desirable, more fair, less inequalities, etc. And in the last years, with the three other friends, we started to write a book which is called the Degrowth Project. And we started to make a synthesis. Try to make a synthesis of all these discussion, debates, ideas and experiences what we had and what we could observe everywhere in the world, in France, around us, inside the degrowth movement, outside of the degrowth movement. And we are very surprised and very positively surprised. This book was published in January in France, and we are very surprised because it's quite successful, and it proves that in this time of very, very deep and difficult crisis what we are facing, and the fact that the mainstream politician, mainstream journalist and the elite and whatever is only saying bullshit with that growth, people want to have other type of answers. People are really, really open-minded and are interested in listening to new types of thinking, are interested in understanding what's happening around them. And I think that the fact that this book is quite welcomed by so many people and by the medias, and even if the medias are in the hand of the oligarchy, and there are still journalists making a good job, trying to read books, trying to understand, trying to pass interesting articles about alternatives. And I think that more and more people in our societies understand the fact that we are really facing something very deep, that we are really facing this civilization crisis of civilization. And more people are understanding the limit to growth, are understanding that we are facing this global warming, that environmentally we cannot keep going in consuming and producing always more. And also more and more people are suffering for this model of society. They lose a sense what they give when they wake up in the morning to go to work. They don't know anymore what do they produce, for what, etc. And more people are trying to think, to listen to also participate to the construction of a new alternative model. And I think this book, Degrowth Project, at least it's what we try to do, is proposing an interesting basis to start to think in another way. And what we try to do mostly is really to, on one hand, ask the proper question, to understand better what's happening around us, try to connect all the crises together, and on the other hand, we try to describe and propose what people are already doing in this society. People who start to experiment, experience, initiate new models of society, which makes more sense.